Nobody fights harder than brothers, whether they're by choice or by blood. But when the World Heavyweight Championship is on the line,
Dude, what's up? How you doing?
brotherhood means nothing. With gold on the line, brotherhood fades, and these two hold nothing back.
Go ahead, man. Choke me out. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do to you in MLW.
This was just the first battle. Not just when you think about the competition, but you think about the friendship Kross and Riddle shared. Whoa!
Take a look at Kross.
Kross and Riddle are now going toe-to-toe.
Kross went the distance. He's the champion. He's the champion.
Tonight, business becomes personal as these two warriors collide. Matt Riddle.
And I'm taking back my MLW Heavyweight Championship.
Killer Kross.
Just so you know, there's not a single person on this planet I'm afraid of.
For the MLW World Heavyweight Championship tonight. This is MLW Fusion, and tonight, Tom, Chicago becomes title tout. Two big championships are on the line.
And you can hear Chicago is pumped up and they are ready because, as you said, tonight it is title town here in MLW Fusion.
This week on Fusion, we are scheduled to be joined by MLW President Cesar Duran, and there is no turning back. What does this mean? We'll find out later tonight. Matthew Justice and Josh Bishop have a history of violence and chaos rekindled at Battle Riot. They go one-on-one tonight in a no-rules Chicago street fight. And the much-anticipated return fight. This time, the MLW World Heavyweight Championship hangs in the balance. It's Killer Kross, Matt Riddle 2, and it's your main event tonight on Fusion. But now, we send it to the ring.
The following fight is set for one fall with a and it is for the MLW.
We are barely on the air this week on Fusion, already Contra making their presence known. I don't like this a single bit.
From Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 182 pounds, Alan Angels.
Alan Angels is facing a different Kushida than we once knew. It was back in Battle Riot 8 that Akira Kwan officially initiated Kushida into the group, and then a week ago, Kushida's attack on Alan Angels with the help of Shigeo Okamura, revealing Contra soldiers are growing as their propaganda terrorizes the league.
And his opponent from Tokyo, Japan, representing CONTRA Unit, weighing in at 170 pounds, he is the current, reigning, and defending MLW World Middleweight Champion, the Time Splitter, KUSHIDA.
Kushida shocked the world when he became MLW Middleweight Champion, defeating Templario. But certainly the major story there wasn't that. It was the fact that Akira Kwan, the Lucha Hunter, anointed him as the newest member of CONTRA Unit. And now everything has changed. The look, the demeanor of Kushida.
Yeah, Joe, he's wearing martial arts pants wrapped with a belt.
And certainly, Tom, the numbers have continued to grow because Kushida has Okumura by his side, and certainly a different look and ambiance for him as well. Contra continues to expand in numbers, and if I'm Alan Angels, I've trained, I've studied, I've done the right things as an athlete, but Contra doesn't care about athletics. They care about missions, they care about casualties, they care about body counts. And we've never seen Kushida in that frame of mind. We've never seen Okumura in that frame of mind, and it scares me to think of how dangerous each could be.
Yeah, I'll be a little bit honest with you, Joe. I'm uneasy right now. This is a different Kushida that I'm used to seeing. He's got on different gears. No longer a time splitter like Marty McFly. Now he's got no shoes on. He's going back to his martial arts roots. I think a lot of people have forgotten that Kushida was a top mixed martial arts prospect in Japan. In the year 2000, this man was a champion MMA fighter, and he went a different route. And now he's bringing a little bit of that back since he's joined up with CONTRA Unit, it looks.
And to your point, Tom, Kushida didn't go a different route because he had to. It's because he wanted to, because he was undefeated in MMA. He was 6-0-2. No one was able to down him. No knockouts, no decisions, nothing. And Kushida, nice takeover.
Kushida had options. He could have fought anywhere, under any style on this planet. And he also had options after he won this MLW World Middleweight title. You know what he chose to do? He chose to align himself. He chose to join up. I'm sorry, I'm getting flustered because I've had my own problems with the CONTRA Unit in this very building.
I understand.
But he chose to join up with them. The most dastardly people on the roster.
It's been a Contra overhaul since Mads Kruger stopped accepting missions, and we saw Baba Thunder, we saw Simon Gotch.
And who else?
That massive
Who else do they have?
And Kushida added to the ranks, Okumura added to the ranks, and certainly it seems like they may be preparing for the destruction, the desecration of anyone and everyone in Major League Wrestling. And into the cover, and Kushida up very, very quickly. Of course, I'll never forget what they did at Battle Riot, putting Mads Kruger into that body bag, effectively ending the world title reign that he left Contra to maintain and focus on. And it all comes down to this serpent we've heard about. The man that controls the dollars, that directs the traffic, that runs the plays for CONTRA Unit. We don't know much more about him, but we know he's a very dangerous figure, and he's pulling the strings behind all of Contra's movements. Angels looking to take a chance overhand. What a violent collision with that apron. And Okumura taking his shots. And this is such a culture shock to me. Okumura, who stood side by side with Satoshi Kojima, a multi-time tag champion, who always got respect, adulation.
He stood side by side with Kojima defending the honor of MLW, and now what is he doing? Now he's trying to destroy it from the outside with Contra?
Kushida wants a victory at any cost, and I don't think he'll mind a count out. Maybe he has more sinister intentions in mind. 20 count on the floor here in Major League Wrestling. And Kushida executed the hoverboard lock on the floor. And for Kushida, thank God Alan Angels countered it. But Tom, you know as well as I do, a submission won't count out there. That wasn't about winning the match at all. That was about inflicting pain on Alan Angels.
Yeah, Kushida, if he could have, he would have broken Alan Angel's arm with that Kimura lock and left him for dead on the floor. But now he's going to do that same job here in the ring, it seems. He's attacked. Look at that, running the fingers through the middle of the rope.
Maybe that webbing between the fingers is trying to slice it open, which certainly will make any type of movement with that hand, a strike, a grip, anything.
Not only that, but the hoverboard lock itself, a lot of people think you grab onto the wrist to hold onto it, but actually the better technique is to hold onto the hand, to squeeze your grip around their fingers. And now when Kushida locks on that hoverboard lock, he's going to be doing just that.
It's a very astute call.
Thank you, I know.
The strategy and the mechanics of that hold as Kushida drops down. Only a count of 1 that time. Kushida, so decorated. A 6-time junior champion in New Japan, a 4-time tag team champion, a winner of multiple junior heavyweight tournaments. And that was with competition on the mind. This is about pain and suffering. This is about a greater mission. And Alan Angels.
It's almost as if the world champion isn't wrestling this to win a title match. He's wrestling to inflict damage as much as he can in a short period of time.
Well, Tom, that's certainly a message being sent. We know Contra covets titles because with titles comes power, comes money, comes influence. And Kushida, what a rebound.
Yeah, what a great night it was for Contra at the Battle Riot, walking away with the World Middleweight title, but also making sure that Mads Cruel Kruger walked away empty-handed.
Yeah. He walked away permanently if Contra has their way with it. As Kushida, Angels put the brakes on, but could not stop the impending attack of Kushida.
Now the veteran instincts of Kushida there. Knew something was up. Oh!
Angels trying to fight with everything he has. Angels was doing great when he kept this thing on the mat, which is certainly maybe unexpected when you look at the resume of Kushida, but Kushida, we've seen as this match becomes more wide open, it becomes more about pain and more about suffering.
Alan Angels has a great striking arsenal.
Yeah.
As we've seen, but now he's not going to be able to use that left hand if he gets any offense going.
Made his MLW debut in Battle Riot, immediately into the fire, and looking to fight back with everything he has. Angels love the competition in the major league.
Kushida looks like he's enjoying it.
And I wonder, I hesitate to find out the answer, but what happens to these athletes under the auspices of Contra to put them in this frame of mind, this sinister, stoic mindset, hell-bent on decimation?
How long has Kushida been waiting to release this pent-up aggression? How long has this been in the back of Kushida's mind? Look at him. This is a totally different man than what we saw.
Who knows who or what else lurks in the shadowy corners of that international cabal? Alan Angels. Oh, looking to step up and show his difference. Caught the foot. Nice step through with a side kick. Angels refuses to back down. And what if Alan Angels can become the middleweight champion in his one-on-one debut? What if Alan Angels deals a big blow to Contra Unit?
We certainly have to consider that an upset on all levels, but it's well within Alan Angels' reach to do so. Great competitor.
Hell of an athlete, underrated for my money, but bottom line, oh, check that out. Rebounds off the bottom rope. Half and half suplex, Kushida on the back of his head. Angels a chance to show out this week on Fusion, and the world will take notice if he captures the middleweight crown. Splash connects, center of the ring. Alan could do it. Oh, an intense near fall by Alan Angels, but you want to talk about intense after Josh Bishop put Matthew Justice through a table. It'll be a battle of the bastards as Justice and Bishop throw down later tonight in a Chicago street fight. That's coming your way next here on Fusion. You will not want to miss it as Alan Angels looks to battle to his feet. Middleweight title hangs in the balance. Oh, Alan Angels has worked his whole career for a moment like this, and if he hits Angels' wings, oh no. Oh.
Right back, the kicks to the arm.
And that speaks to the damage done. And that's something we would have never seen from Kushida just a few months ago.
No, but last time Kushida threw those kicks, that's when Alan Angels was the counter and get some offense.
Handspring back elbow, shades of his former mentor Tajiri. Angels turns things around. Oh, Kushida looking for a way out, but Angels. Oh, Angels
Kushida was trying to get himself DQ'd, I think.
Kushida either DQ'd or desperation as Angels comes through with the Halo strike. And Kushida pushing the referee. Oh! And that's
What was the ref doing? The ref went in the business for himself. He tried to shoot a takedown
Oh, he did
on
not.
Alan Angels.
He did not. And Kushida kicks to the arm.
What is this guy thinking?
What's Kushida thinking? No respect for anyone or anything. And the hand that Kushida damaged that saved him from the Angels' wings. Kushida goes back to it and rears back, looking for that arm breaker.
A little bit of extra talk. Oh, God, the torque on those fingers on that arm. Good God, let go.
The match is over. Not that Kushida gives a damn. Stop this.
You're gonna fracture his arm, Kushida.
Oh, come on. And to your point, Tom, it's not just about a win. It's not just about the title. It's a message sent. And another victim claim.
Winner of the match by submission and still MLW World Middleweight Champion, the Time Splitter, KUSHIDA.
I don't recognize Kushida anymore. I don't recognize Okamura anymore. Contra has turned two of the most respected athletes into this world into something very ugly, something very sinister, something very remorseless.
What are they doing, Joe? What are they? Oh, they have a flag.
Well, thank God that Alan Angels has gone to safety. But who knows what severe damage has been done to that hand and wrist that could put him on the shelf. And I guess time to make it official. Just like Kwan presented Kushida with that shirt in front of the world, Kushida does the same to Okamura. And I'm so disappointed in this legend, so heavily revered the world over, and he sold his soul just like Kushida to the dark cabal of Contra. Someone that puts all of his heart and soul in what he's done lately. MLW World Champion Killer Kross recaptured these comments earlier this week about tonight's main event.
This isn't going to be the first time Matt Riddle and I have competed. Nothing about this is going to be the same. There's more stakes involved now. The MLW World Heavyweight Championship. But you know, oddly enough, the one thing that is going to be the same, Matt is going to go for the choke again. And so am I. Because there's a non-verbal game that him and I are playing. It's to say to each other, you know that the choke is coming, but there's not going to be anything you can do about it. You can't stop it. It's only a matter of time. See, the thing is, time is my game. Always has been. The Blood King of the Battle Riot. I kind of like it. Kross versus the former MLW World Heavyweight Champion Matt Riddle. 2. I know something. A lot of people don't take Matt Riddle very seriously. It's a very big mistake. I've known Matt for a long time. He likes to joke around, he's laid back. You know, that's a deception. It's one of his weapons that he uses against people. It disarms them. If you're really paying attention, when you look Matt in the eyes, even when he's laughing, he's got shark eyes, just like me. Matt likes to joke around, but he also likes to hurt people. It's kind of why we always got along. Tune in. And remember, no matter where the time is told, in the end, everybody pays the toll. TikTok.
The last time these two men met was the only time Killer Kross ever choked out Matt Riddle. Their return matches tonight, and if Matt Riddle can redeem himself, he'll win Killer Kross's World Heavyweight title in the process. A lot going through the mind of one rude dude. Our cameras are following him in his preparation. It's Kross Riddle II tonight.
Welcome to the new beginning.
Booker finds a way to fight back.
I'm taking over MLW.
If you don't like it, it's your problem.
MLW, made different, fight different. We are the world famous Good Brothers.
You're gonna be dealing with the rude dude.
MLW chooses violence.
Well, moments ago, Matt Riddle dodged a bullet in the form of a 270-pound ticked-off Hammerstone with a giant lead pipe. Hammerstone doesn't care who he takes out, who he hurts in the process. Hammer is obsessed with being MLW champion once again. It looked like Hammer was going to upend our entire main event, but thank God security got in his way.
The following fight is set for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. It is a Falls Count Anywhere Chicago Street Fight. Introducing first from Canton, Ohio, weighing in at 255 pounds, the intense icon, Josh Bishop.
Battle Riot 8 saw many surprises, many returns to the major league, but maybe none more impactful than the intense icon, Josh Bishop, 6'4", and a man hell-bent on destruction because he took Matthew Justice down exit 187 in a violent way.
And his opponent from Venice Beach, California, weighing in at 220 pounds, the one-man militia, Matthew Justice.
Justice has never been one to complain about injury or back down from a fight. He lives life in second gear, and the Chicago street fight is right up his alley. Bishop and Justice have a long history here in the Major League, even before the Major League. It's like they are destined to destroy one another as Justice superplexed onto his own weaponry to start this out. And a 2 count early, Tom, and it's a Chicago street fight, Falls Count Anywhere. And we know how dangerous Justice is in this environment, but we know how dangerous Josh Bishop is in any environment.
Both these guys are absolutely off their rocker, insane. Justice just punched this behemoth. Oh, this madman square in the face. And it's only going to get worse from here for each man. You mentioned they have a long history with each other. Well, they have a long history with demolition, destruction, all across this country.
And certainly when Bishop came back to MLW in Battle Riot 8, he picked up right where he left off on Matthew Justice.
That chop looks to wake up Josh Bishop.
Oh no. Oh, good grief! And sidewalk slam onto the bottom of that garbage can. And any normal human being would be waiting for an ambulance, but Justice kicks out.
Spine first, right on top of that steel garbage can. How is this man still walking?
This is combat sport carnage that you can only see the likes of in Major League Wrestling. Matthew Justice is, just got lawn darted into that solid steel post that did not budge an inch.
Good God. Head first right into that post.
Bishop is a physical powerhouse. He's an athletic anomaly.
Look in this guy's eyes every time he pulls out an object, every time he gets his hands on Matt Justice, every time he can inflict more pain, more suffering, more chaos.
I mean, Justice is what? He's 6'3", he's 240. Bishop is manhandling him like he's weightless. And Bishop sets up a table, and anything goes. It's completely legal. Oh! And Justice, wearing the war wounds of the Chicago street fight as a badge of honor, as he drives Bishop shoulder first. And that table looked like it didn't give an inch, Tom, and that means that Bishop's body absorbed all of that impact. And it's going to
absorb the impact from that clothesline, send him right over the guardrail too. And this is not where you want to be with Matt Justice. You do not want to be heading into the crowd. Who knows where this guy's going to jump off of?
Justice is a thrill seeker and adrenaline junkie. He shows no fear as he just launches his body with reckless abandon as an offensive weapon. Fans were being told security is securing the locker room and the hallways of Cicero Stadium after Hammerstone attempted to take out Riddle. Did Hammer think he would get the title shot if he eliminated Riddle? It would appear to be the case to me, but obviously that's not going to happen. But right now it's Justice hammering Bishop through the wall. There's nothing that feels good under that banner that looks like plexiglass.
These guys are insane, Joe. These guys are absolutely crazy. It looks like they're loving every single second of this.
And Bishop into the merchandise table. And there's nothing and no one that can coax them away because falls count anywhere. And it's not, it's not about titles. It's not about a big purse. It's only about these two men refusing to back down from one another. You hear these rumors about the Southern Crown Championship. Maybe these two men might eye that up if it comes to fruition. You think about Southern-based titles in wrestling. They're known for their brawling. They're known for their blood loss. That's something that is certainly synonymous with these men as they battle throughout this building. And if you've ever been thinking about visiting MLWshop.com recently, you may want to do it quickly because our inventory might be damaged in a couple of minutes.
Not as damaged as the skull of Josh Bishop after that chair shot from Matt Justice.
And Justice does it with a smile. No one feels more at home in a state of lawlessness than the human embodiment of thrash metal.
Is Matt Justice going up to visit Don Gatto in his throne?
Well, I'm not sure if he needs some liquid courage, but it may not hurt right now. Justice, that look in his eye.
I'm sure it would help ease the pain a little bit. Josh Bishop might need a whole bottle if Matt Justice jumps off the top onto him here. He's got him set up.
Almost looks crazed. As you see,
he is crazed.
Don Gatto on his throne has the best seat in the house. And Justice is high above.
the match, but for his well-being. Oh my God!
Justice is somehow, he's up, he's looking for a cover, and Bishop kicks out. I think Justice caught part of Bishop, but the majority of Justice's body crashed through that table, and Justice took so much out of himself. Tom, that balcony obviously is not meant to stand on, to jump off of.
How high is that? 3 stories high?
He was touching the ceiling, for God's sake.
Don Gato had to help him get up.
But that look in his eye hasn't changed. Justice, his body racked with pain, put life and limb on the line to silence Josh Bishop.
Never in my life have I seen something like this man, Matthew Justice.
And
I'd ask what's going through his mind, but clearly it's nothing.
Still in the fight ball, Bishop hits those sharp elbow shots in an unforgiving steel chair. Bishop built for this kind of fight, unrelenting and striking with venom, weapon or not. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
They're in the bleachers.
Bishop, don't do it. Josh, don't do it.
Justice gonna hit down. Exit 187, and he's going way too fast. Good God. Josh Bishop took Justice down the off-ramp, and he crashed and burned. A master of destruction, and Bishop has pinned Matthew Justice.
Here is your winner, the intense icon, Josh Bishop.
Tom, I'm not sure if we've ever seen someone manhandle Matthew Justice that way in Matthew Justice's own environment.
I have been up and down the road. I have been in the ring with both these guys on all ends, and I had never in my life seen something like I just saw tonight, Joe Dombrowski.
The intense icon made a statement in Battle Riot and comes to Cicero Stadium to plant a violent exclamation point. Keep your eye on the intense icon. He wants the Southern Crown. He wants any title he can get. Josh Bishop is here for big business.
Josh Bishop chose violence.
There's no telling what else we'll see here tonight, especially with MLW President Cesar Duran in the house. There's no turning back. We'll have more on that later tonight. And still to come, one of the most anticipated return fights in MLW history. It's Kross Riddle II. Scarlett Bordeaux will be there. The title hangs in the balance. Your main event is still ahead tonight. Welcome back to MLW Fusion. Can't wait. We're counting down the weeks for the milestone, Fusion 200. Hard to believe, for 200 episodes, Major League Wrestling has been choosing violence. The different styles, the mayhem, the stars, and most importantly, you, the fans. Come celebrate Fusion 200 right here in 2 weeks. More on the breaking news concerning the confrontation earlier tonight as Hammerstone attempted to seriously hurt Matt Riddle ahead of his world title fight in our main event. We do understand league officials and Atlas Security have formally ejected Hammerstone from the building. He's gone. Adios. See you next week, because our title fight main event is moments away. But first, breaking news of a new champion to be crowned here in Major League Wrestling. This just in from our home office in Charleston, South Carolina. Major League Wrestling is introducing a brand new championship, the MLW Southern Crown. From Memphis to the Carolinas, the roots of this sport run deep in the American South. Rowdy, southern fried action that shaped the swagger and attitude of modern wrestling. Now, MLW honors that legacy with a crown of its own. And the inaugural champion will be decided the only way that makes sense, in a bunkhouse stampede. Atlanta hosts the historic fight. More on the Southern Crown Championship in the weeks ahead.
The following fight is set for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Allentown, Pennsylvania, weighing in at 216 pounds, the Rude Dude, Matt
has so much to gain as the challenger here, a former MLW World Champion in his own right, a back-to-back Battle Riot winner, and perhaps more so than all, what's been running space in Riddle's head is the fact that he has not choked out Killer Kross in a Major League Wrestling ring. All of that could be made whole with a victory tonight with the world title on the line. You see that rude demeanor from Riddle. No longer looks at these fans as his bros.
Oh, somebody gifted him a hat.
Well, there'll be no gifting in this world title fight. Riddle will have to earn it every step of the way.
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Scarlett Bordeaux from Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 255 pounds. He is the current reigning and defending MLW World Heavyweight Champion, a People's Executioner, Killer Kross.
As Matt Riddle anticipates the presence of the man that turned so much of Riddle's career upside down, the Blood King of the Battle Riot, Killer Kross said it. We did this together. The movement started by the fans that rejuvenated, re-energized Kross and brought him to a world championship many fans believed he was destined for all along. But Kross made it clear, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter where you compete. It doesn't matter what your background is. Killer Kross is ready to be a fighting champion.
Look at this, Joe. The mind games have already started. Killer Kross taking that hat right back from Matt Riddle, the one that Matt Riddle just threw in his face, and giving it back to that fan. Killer Kross not here to play any games with his former training partner, now heated rival.
No question. These men would spar together, they'd work out together, they were close friends. And
I've been, hey, listen, I've been there in that same position with Matt Riddle in the past, where we're putting hours in the gym, where we're game planning, we're coming up with strategies, and we're hanging out. We're becoming bros. And you know what Killer Kross did? He stepped all over that. Killer Kross was in that same position, and he took it upon himself to go in there against Matt Riddle. And now, why would Matt Riddle want to be bros with Killer Kross? Why would he want to be friends with him? He wants what Killer Kross has around his waist, and that is that World Heavyweight title.
Sure, but if I'm Riddle,
You're not.
I better respect Kross, better know what he's capable of, because Riddle Kross 2 is a heartbeat away. MLW World title fight right here on Fusion. Back on Fusion, the bell has sounded for your world title main event. It is Kross Riddle 2. Of course, these men met one-on-one in South Carolina a number of months ago. Up to that point, Riddle had never been choked out by Kross. Riddle had always gotten the upper hand. Whether they were competing in a match, whether they were grappling, training, sparring, it didn't matter. But Kross has spent so much time training in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, really padding his resume when it comes to different fighting styles. Bare knuckle brawling. Kross has done so much of it. And when he faced Riddle in MLW, he was a more complete fighter than Riddle ever seen, as Riddle goes into the choke, attempting to in the early moments. And Kross nearly used that to attempt a quick pinning combination. Tom, does Riddle have tunnel vision on that choke, and will it help or hurt him?
Well, we saw it pay off the other way for Kross, of course, in Charleston. But Matt Riddle seemingly has not deviated from that game plan. We saw him go after that choke, and honestly, he almost had Kross choked out at the beginning of the Battle Riot, if you remember, when they were going one-on-one.
Many of these fans have become disenfranchised with Matt Riddle over his attitude, just like many of his friends have.
Joe, another thing about the choke, a choke only takes 6 seconds to set in and put somebody out. So it doesn't take a long time. So Matt Riddle going after it multiple times, that's not a bad strategy in my book.
Well, we know Killer Kross is a marked man. We know Riddle was the first to sign the open contract. We know Alex Hammerstone wanted that opportunity too.
Everybody wants that opportunity. Even I'm sitting close to the belt like I am right now. I'm thinking about getting up and getting in there.
We have seen Hammerstone ejected from the premises because we know the kind of volatile mood he has been in. And because these men deserve a one-on-one fight to the finish. And you talk about what Riddle, go for the choke again. He's behind Kross. He's got the grapevine. He's got the body lock.
Yeah, beautiful slide by Riddle off the collar and elbow tie-up. But Killer Kross able to get to the ropes.
And there's some mind games. You talked about it, Tom. Riddle had the choke on Kross when they were 1-2, fresh in Battle Riot. They shared a ring for about an hour, and Riddle could never get that choke locked into submission. But Riddle is trying to get inside the head of Kross the way Kross has rented space in Riddle's. And again, many unflattering chants to Matt Riddle from these fans who are part of that groundswell.
Nice arm drag from Kross. Now he's going for the choke as well.
Yeah, Kross looking for it.
Riddle able to break it quickly.
Yeah, Riddle knows the damage in there. Responding in kind.
Oh, what a disgusting move by Killer Kross. Come on.
Are you kidding me?
Unsportsmanlike on every level.
Eye for an eye on Matt Riddle. And Riddle's frustrated.
Yeah, the bro needs to calm down. The rude dude needs to cool his jets.
Well, Tom, you certainly seem to be friendly with Matt Riddle. You're one of the few people Matt Riddle seems to voluntarily talk to. Have you got a frame of reference on what's going through Riddle's mind heading into this fight?
Sorry, Joe, I was just letting Riddle take in the adulation of the crowd there. Of course, I've talked to Matt Riddle about what's going through his head. He's a little bit sour after getting choked out, as anybody would be, by somebody who he thought was their good friend.
And they were good friends. Bottom line is, though, in the spirit of competition, Kross isn't going to let up. Kross isn't going to let Riddle have his way.
Is it the spirit of competition, or is it jealousy? Did he see Matt Riddle's status in MLW and want that? Is that why he signed on the dotted line?
Of course he wanted it. Riddle was a champion at one point here. Who the hell wouldn't want that? Look out. Chase to the outside. But I think your interpretation, Tom, that Kross was somehow acting in malice against his friend, I don't see that. I think Riddle was the catalyst there.
How many times did they train together and Kross had this very thing in the back of his mind? How many matches in the dojo did they go through and Kross was picking them apart while Riddle was trying to help him out? Huh?
Isn't that part of the strategy, the psychology of a fighter? You're always analyzing your potential opponents, aren't you?
Spoken like somebody who's got no friends, Dombrowski.
Okay.
Somebody who has no training partners.
Tom, you've never been in a fight and choked someone out or been choked out and you guys shake hands and hug at the end? That doesn't happen? I'm sure Kross wanted that, but Riddle has other ideas. And we've seen this transformation to a rude dude over many, many months. And I would suggest a lot of it comes from the pressure of being champion once upon a time. Proton by Riddle. He makes it a pair. A trifecta. Great hang time by the rude dude. And it's all Matt Riddle at this point in time in what very well could be the biggest match of the year in Major League Wrestling, provided to you across the world right here on Fusion tonight.
Well, Matt Riddle should be sour after losing the title. If you remember, he was set up for a one-on-one matchup and ended up being a three-way.
Well, but again, that was the rules.
He was ambushed.
That was the gravity gamble briefcase. That's part of the rules, is you can be inserted into that matchup if you choose to. Riddle knew that as champion, and right now, though, it's about Killer Kross because...
Well, Kross knows he's in there as a fight as the champion now, and he's got a huge target on his back, as we're going to say, every day and every second that he remains the champion.
But you know what? Kross welcomes it. Kross does not have any sour note about that whatsoever. But Riddle, I would suggest a big reason he is sour is that loss to Kross effectively, delayed and prolonged his chance to get back to the title. If not for Kross's open contract, it may have been several more months. But check this out, looking for the Doomsday Saito is Kross. We're gonna drop Riddle on the back of his head.
Yeah, great job by Riddle not letting Kross lock his hands. Oh, great fisherman suplex.
Does he have the fingers locked? Not tight enough. Kross gets a shoulder up.
Yeah, with a man the size of Kross, it's going to be tough to keep that cradle locked up with whatever lock you have.
You see the determination on Killer Kross. It seems like Kross has no weak point.
Why Scarlett get involved?
Well, I think Riddle is running his mouth at her. Charge of the corner. Exploder suplex. As Riddle now begins to take a more firm sense of control. Remember back at Battle Riot, it was the knee of Riddle that busted Kross wide open. Proton again. That'll be the fourth in the match, and Kross kicks out. Can Kross survive this onslaught from Riddle? Our world title main event continues next.
Welcome to the new beginning.
Luger finds a way to fight back.
I'm taking over MLW.
If you don't like it, it's your problem.
MLW, made different, fight different. We are the world famous Good Brothers.
You're gonna be dealing with the rude dude.
MLW chooses violence.
Back on Fusion, Matt Riddle has remained in control of MLW World Heavyweight Champion Killer Kross throughout the break.
Oftentimes, your legacy can be determined by what happens in your very first title defense. This is Kross's first. Will he begin a long, proud reign, or will he be remembered with an asterisk? Matt Riddle certainly has his intentions in mind.
Oh, beautiful flying armbar. Beautiful flying armbar by Matt Riddle. And can he break that grip of Killer Kross? Killer Kross with the butcher's grip, holding on by the fingers.
Riddle trying to break that grip any way he can.
Got it. He's got it open. Can he extend that arm?
Yeah, Kross still fighting, trying to close that fist and clench that arm close to his body.
Oh, beautiful transition here to an arm lock. There it is, the Kimura.
Riddle would love to see Killer Kross tap out.
Oh, look at the torque that he's getting on that shoulder.
Would love to 2 months of head games, but Kross just overwhelms, overpowers Riddle. And Kross has momentum as such that it's going to take a hell of a lot. Oh, what a clothesline. Kross will not stay out of this fight. Kross came into their first one-on-one believing he could choke Riddle out. Now he knows he can, but Riddle with a cutter. A potential knockout blow.
He's not going to choke him out laying flat on his back unconscious, Joe.
He's not. Referee Gastineau administering the count. Kross is not moving, but Riddle may see the champion as a sitting duck.
Riddle looks like he's setting up for that floating bro, which we've seen so many times in the past. Getting a little bit higher before he flips off the mat. Oh!
Yeah, premature victory celebration for Riddle because Kross has renewed life. And those strikes, normally a Riddle specialty, but Kross matching him. Death Valley driver. Kross into the cover. And Riddle kicks out. And you see a little frustration, maybe a little bewilderment on the face of Kross, and I can't take anything away from Matt Riddle, Tom. He's one of the greatest champions we've had in many years. A Kross hits Riddle with a cutter. A Riddle staple could end him, but Riddle bridges up.
And how much would that have hurt? How much would that have stung the rude dude to be defeated with a move that he uses so often on his own?
Yeah, I would suggest that bridge by Riddle, that neck bridge, may have been a statement in its own right to Kross.
Oh, beautiful counter.
Shoulders are down. And Riddle, oh, that knee strike. And he did so much damage with that to Kross at Battle Riot. And now the power bomb stacks him up. Not content. Another knee. Did he get all of it? Is Kross out? Oh, just barely slides the right shoulder.
The former New York State amateur wrestling champion with a beautiful pinfall attempt and then followed it up with some UFC level strikes with that final flash knee from Matt Riddle. And now he's going up top. Is he gonna get what he was looking for earlier?
Riddle reigned as champion for months. He defended the title successfully in Battle Riot 7. And now, to your point, Riddle hits the Broton from the top. Will this be all? Kross like a choke. Into the choke. Into the choke. Kross reawakened. And Riddle may be put to sleep.
Bro got caught. He got caught sleeping, as they say.
Oh.
After the pinfall attempt, took his eye off the ball, and I can't believe Killer Kross recovered as quickly as he did. That shows the great cardio shape, the great conditioning that our champion is in.
Riddle's hanging out near the ropes to protect himself. Saito! Kross scores big. Riddle has no clue where he is. He is vulnerable for the Kross Cross jacket. The choke
You gotta fight
Riddle
the
down
hand.
in November.
Matt, you're gonna grab the hand. You're gonna fight the hands. Reach up. Stop him from locking that hand behind your head.
Oh, these men are motivated by an intestinal fortitude that can't be measured. Kross gets a shoulder up, but just barely. And Kross rises from the dead again. Cross jacket cinched in. Oh,
Joe.
Riddle's arms are caught. He's nowhere to go. Hey, wait a minute. Damn it, that's Hammerstone.
What is Hammerstone doing? He's not supposed to be here.
He got thrown out of the
He's not
building.
supposed to be here.
How the hell did Hammerstone get back here? Hammerstone has come in and ruined this fight for Riddle. And ruined it for Kross as well. And Hammerstone attacks the champion. That bitterness, the hatred in the heart of this fallen franchise. Hammer cuts sadly by. I watched two other men have a classic main event.
Hammer has ruined this main event. He has ruined.
And Hammer's hip to Riddle's tricks. Hammer so badly wants to be the focal point of Major League Wrestling again. And anyone in his perceived spot is a target. But watch Kross take Hammer to the outside. The MLW World Heavyweight Champion stands tall. Riddle and Hammerstone are beating the absolute hell out of each other. But the people's executioner, the Blood King, is still our World Heavyweight Champion. As we send it now to MLW President Cesar Duran.
Were you expecting someone else? Perhaps a certain El Presidente with a very important message. He's gone. Eliminated. You seem to have forgotten. This is a dangerous world. Infidels! Have you not seen how easily we destroyed the apostate Mads Kruger? Well, Presidente Cesar Duran and his familia are gone. Adios. Contra is here. Contra is everywhere. The serpent slithers, and it will strike again and again and again. Hail, Contra!